Bow down before the power of Nickmas, or be crushed by its slimy boots of reruns. Hey guys, Pieguyrulz here. Gather round, Earth monkeys, as I tell you the story of the most horrible Xmas ever. And by that I mean the Zim episode. So before I talk about the special, let me give a quick recap on my opinion of Invader Zim. I like the show. I don't think it's fantastic. I personally think it's a little bit overrated, but I see the appeal and definitely like the show. I also think the show is definitely not meant for children. Don't get me wrong, I watched it as a kid. I'm sure a lot of you watched it as a kid. I'm not saying it'll warp your brain or turn you insane or anything like that, but what I am saying is that some children aren't quite ready for the dark themes presented in Zim. So the plot of the special is that Zim discovers that all humans love Santa Claus, although no one's ever seen the real Santa Claus. Zim decides to download tons of data on Santa Claus and program it into a robot suit that he can wear and basically become Santa Claus, using it as propaganda to control all the humans and send them to their doom, because everyone will blindly follow Santa Claus. Everyone, that is, except for Dib and his father. His father just hates Santa Claus, and Dib sees right through Zim's plan. Things are going pretty well for Zim, until the suit starts to malfunction and take over, thinking it's the actual Santa Claus. So the thing about this special is that it's really not much of a special at all. It's more like a Christmas-themed episode. I say this because there's no heartfelt moments, there's no discussion of the meaning of Christmas, or any such tropes that are usually related to Christmas specials. But you know what? That's completely fine. It's Invader Zim, so you wouldn't expect them to do a traditional Christmas special. Unless, of course, Zim and Dib were trapped in some sort of cheesy Christmas special, and they had no choice but to act out the cheesy, heartwarming tropes begrudgingly. That would actually be pretty funny. But anyway, you wouldn't expect it because Zim is a dark show. Of course it's going to have this dark Christmas, and really it's just another Zim tries to take over the world plot, just in a slightly Christmassy shell. And there's nothing wrong with that. As an episode, it works perfectly fine. In fact, I'd say it works to its favor because you don't just want to watch this episode at Christmas time, you really just want to watch this episode anytime you feel like watching Invader Zim. And there is enough here that I suppose justifies watching it during Christmas time. I mean, there's music like Jingly Bells and Jolly Boots of Doom. Seriously, someone help me. That song is stuck in my head. I cannot get it out. There are no whole plot references here, although Zim would have made a pretty convincing Grinch. But there is a very striking similarity between something in this episode and something in an episode of a different show. There's a robotic Santa that lives in outer space, comes back to Earth once every year to destroy everyone because he thinks he's the real Santa but also is malfunctioned. Yeah, that's exactly how they portray Santa Claus on Futurama. That's like exactly it. And while that's not the main plot of the episode, it is strange that that's just strikingly similar. I mean, I'm not saying Zim ripped it off. After all, this was like 3 years later. I'm just saying they are very, very similar concepts. I'm definitely not going to recommend this to you as a regular Christmas special. If you want something happy or feel good, this is definitely not it. You have to be a fan of dark humor or Invader Zim to really want to watch this special, and even at that, I don't know if I could really say it'd be worth watching specifically at Christmas time. It's a good episode, and it's worth watching anytime, really, if you're a fan of this sort of thing. So, yeah, if you want a palate cleanser for all the cheesy, happy, good time Christmas specials, this is definitely it. It's a dark take on Christmas. Pieguyrulz, out.